As a new president makes an effort to reach out to the Muslim world, it is not the kind of news he needs. The CIA station chief in a Muslim nation, Algeria, is under investigation, accused of raping Muslim women. The allegations would be shocking at any time, anywhere, but coming now, and in that part of the world, they could have a profound impact. Our chief investigative correspondent, Brian Ross, is here tonight. Brian?
Charlie, U.S. law enforcement officials tell ABC News the CIA's top man in Algiers allegedly laced the drinks of his victims and then made secret videos of the sex acts. It was just last year that the U.S. opened a new embassy in Algiers, and a new U.S. ambassador, David Pierce, presented his credentials to the Algerian government. But now what appeared to be a new high in the relationship between the two countries could be in jeopardy. U.S. law enforcement officials tell ABC News the CIA station chief in Algiers, Andrew Warren, a 41-year-old convert to Islam himself, has been accused of rape by two Algerian women, and Warren has been ordered out of the country by the U.S. ambassador. According to an affidavit filed in federal court that names Warren, the women, independent of each other, both said they felt the violent onset of nausea after consuming drinks prepared by Warren at U.S. Embassy social events. One, says the affidavit, woke up the next morning. She was lying on a bed, completely nude, with no memory of how she had been undressed, and realized she recently had engaged in sexual intercourse, though she had no memory of having intercourse. The second alleged victim said she felt physically paralyzed and asked Warren to stop, but that he reportedly replied, "Nobody stays in my expensive sheets with clothes on." U.S. officials are bracing for the reaction from the Muslim world.
Because it has to do with the incredibly sensitive issue of rape, of an American, of a CIA operative, raping a Muslim woman.
Warren, an author with his own website, has been with the CIA since 2001, and in Algiers was responsible for coordinating with Algerian intelligence services in the fight against an al-Qaeda wing there that has carried out a series of bombings. Officials say among the items recovered in a search of his Algiers residence were more than a dozen videos that appear to have been secretly recorded, showing Warren engaged in sex acts with a number of women, including one of the alleged victims. Also discovered the drugs Xanax and Valium, which the affidavit says are commonly used as date rape drugs. Warren did not return repeated calls we left with his family, but investigators say he claims the sex was consensual. As for the CIA, it has refused to acknowledge the investigation, although a spokesman said any such allegations would be taken seriously and followed up on. Charlie?
And what do we know about the status of the investigation?
Law enforcement officials tell us, Charlie, the investigation is proceeding at full steam and that prosecutors could present the case to a federal grand jury in Washington soon. They also say it has broadened beyond Algiers. The videos that were recovered show date stamps, which indicate some of these acts may have taken place in Warren's previous posting in Cairo, Egypt.
All right, Brian Ross, our chief investigative reporter.